campaign was ordered directly by President Vladimir Putin. The nation's intelligence chiefs have now briefed Donald Trump, the president-elect, on the election attacks. Let's go to our political reporter, Sarah Murray, who's outside Trump Tower in New York. What are you learning, Sarah?
Well, Wolf, even after meeting with the heads of the nation's top spy agencies, Donald Trump cannot bring himself to blame Russia for these election-related cyber attacks. But as for the intelligence community, they say they have high confidence. Not only did Russia try to interfere in the U.S. election, but that interference was ordered from the highest levels, from Russian President Vladimir Putin. Tonight, after huddling with the nation's top intelligence officials, Donald Trump still isn't ready to point the finger at Russia for election-related cyber hacking. Hours after calling the U.S. intelligence community's assessment that Russia interfered in the election a political witch hunt, Trump was briefed by the heads of the NSA, CIA, FBI, and the Director of National Intelligence. Trump complimented intelligence officials after the meeting, calling it constructive. But he still refused to acknowledge their determination that Russia directed the election-related cyber attacks against political institutions, including the Democratic National Committee. Trump insisting in a statement there was absolutely no effect on the outcome of the election, including the fact that there was no tampering whatsoever with voting machines. This morning, Trump told the New York Times the only reason Democrats care about the hacking is because they got beaten very badly in the election. They are very embarrassed about it. It's true that there's no evidence of issues with voting machines, but the declassified intelligence report on Russia concludes with high confidence that Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered the efforts to influence the U.S. election. And it finds that those efforts were, in part, designed to benefit Trump. The report states, we also assess Putin and the Russian government aspired to help President-elect Trump's election chances when possible by discrediting Secretary Clinton and publicly contrasting her unfavorably to him. It also says, when it appeared to Moscow that Secretary Clinton was likely to win the election, the Russian influence campaign began to focus more on undermining her future presidency. In the run-up to the briefing, Trump and his advisors bristled at the idea that the focus on Russia was anything more than a political attack.
There are those out there who are trying to delegitimize his presidency, review the election results, and you know it.
But Trump insists that he will vigorously battle cyber hacking once in office. After his intelligence briefing, Trump saying, we need to aggressively combat and stop cyber attacks. I will appoint a team to give me a plan within 90 days of taking office. It's not just Trump's opponents in the Democratic Party that are raising the alarm about Russia's cyber hacking efforts. U.S. intelligence officials are openly expressing dismay.
I don't think that we've ever encountered a more aggressive or direct campaign to interfere in our election process than we've seen in this case.
And Republican leaders in Congress say there's little doubt about Russia's role in the cyber hacking.
Russia clearly tried to meddle in our political system. No two ways about it.
Still, Trump was apparently more concerned Friday with NBC's cyber hacking coverage than with Russia's efforts to interfere in the U.S. election. Trump tweeting, I am asking the chairs of the House and Senate committees to investigate top-secret intelligence shared with NBC prior to me seeing it. The president-elect hinting he may be more willing to trust his own officials once he takes office. Members of Trump's incoming team, including his pick for National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, and his choice to lead the CIA, Congressman Mike Pompeo, accompanied him for today's briefing. Trump telling the New York Times, we have great people going into those slots. I expect to have a very, very good relationship with them. Now, in speaking to Donald Trump's advisors, people familiar with his thinking, they say privately he doesn't dispute the notion that cyber hacking occurred, but he does dispute and he is offended by any suggestion that it impacted the outcome of this election or that it is the reason for his victory. One person I spoke to said there's really nothing that intelligence officials could have said to him today that would change his mind and make him believe that Russia was in any way responsible for